Welcome back to the Branson Convention Center. It is the inaugural ACO Pro Series of Cornhole Championships. The qualifiers are going on right now. We are in the play-in portion of the program. The winner of this next match will be one of the final 8 taken out of today's competition, matched up with the 8 who are basically qualifying their way through in the major tournament that's taking place right next door in the Branson Convention Center. I am Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. Next to me here in the booth, Marcus Wybrew is going to be providing quite a bit of the insights as to why the bags are being thrown the way they're being thrown, what's going on, and what's going to be going on. And that is part of what we're really looking forward to, because this is going to be one heck of a matchup out of Louisville, Kentucky. EricZockLein, he is a king of cornhole, a past world champion. Maggie Geiger has a purple jersey on, so that says champion all over it. She has been a major champion, and she is rolling her way through the competition to this point, Marcus. So what are you thinking when you look at these guys taking their final warm-up tosses?
Yeah, I think EricZockLein is one of those old school players, just straight up down the middle every time. And Maggie kind of takes the new school approach on the step out, get the angle, airmail, and Zocklein says, I'm just going to go down the middle.
Give me the middle, I'll take the middle.
Give me the middle.
And I would have to say, if you looked at that right arm of EricZockLein, that arm has probably thrown over 1 million cornhole bags in the course of his OG career with the ACO. And as you said, Maggie tends to take step left, right. She'll take a different angle to the bag, and we've seen her play a lot of strategy throughout the day today to work her way into this play-in game. Again, the winner of this game becomes one of the final 8 that comes out of today's competition of the Ultimate 16 that we'll be playing on Sunday. They shake hands, they get ready to go. Zocklein has the blue bags, which means he is the higher seed. He will have the first toss, the all-important first toss, and we are underway.
Let's go, guys.
It's almost as you've seen him before, as if you have.
Zocklein starts down the middle. Geiger tries to throw the block bag there, but I don't know if it's exactly going to work, because he's just going to go down the middle every time, and that usually seems to work pretty well.
Creating a little dog pile right there. See if he's going to have enough to push it in from the right-hand side. He's coming in high for the airmail. Oh, just a little bit strong off the backside of the board. Experimenting with that airmail shot early.
Looks like he's a little bit nervous here in the first round, shooting that airmail. It doesn't matter, though, because
Maggie
Geiger gives it right back to him.
Yep, she absolutely returned the favor. That's two-step toss that you see. Maggie, she just lands one on the board, and that's only going to yield 2 for EZ, but you know what? It beats the heck out of maybe possibly dropping his bag in as well. It's hard to see from back where they were positioned, but that little laundry basket they built around the hole was something she did not want any part of messing with right there.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, Finn. She stands behind the board quite a bit. A lot of places that you go and play, they don't have that much room behind the board, so the way that she's had to adjust on other surfaces, I would be interested to see how far of a step she takes from behind the board to where she actually needs to release the bag.
Well, and EZ, if you watch, he stands back and he kind of assesses the shot, and then he takes one very long step. She takes that 2 steps, and you're right. If you're in a tight space, you really are going to have to make some adjustments, but it also shows you the importance of that arm swing and the muscle memory of how to let go of that bag and where. Very slow rotation on it. It's not a flat bag by any means, but it gets on the board and it does what it's supposed to do.
It is a lot of muscle memory. Can you imagine if the board was at 25 feet, how many shots they would miss?
Well, and she drops one off the back there. And I think that that's interesting, because in other sports you see a lot of folks that play tennis that don't want anything to do with racquetball, or they don't, anything that changes their forearm focal point where they're, used to receiving and hitting a ball.
I guarantee you these two players don't play backyard cornhole that the board's not 27 feet in the backyard.
No, there's no question. There's no question. I guarantee you they both have a 27-foot piece of string to make sure that is regulation, and that is regulation. Front of the board to front of the board, 27 feet. Each of them standing in the pitcher's box. You have to stand in that box to make a legal throw, and there is a foul line. We have not seen a foot fault yet today, but that's not to say that we won't. Easy coming in hard on the front, just piling them up, forcing her to make the difficult decision from that left side of the board, how she's going to get to the right side of the hole.
I think she's going to go probably straight up the middle here and make him make the first mistake, just like in any other sport. See what happens.
Going high, he takes it, he knocks one in and leaves one to the right-hand side. He's in pretty good position there from a blocking standpoint as well.
Not necessarily a mistake there, but puts the pressure on, if you know what I mean. Kind of rolls over to the right side and lands it on his bag, but he looks like he's thinking about another airmail here.
Sneaking it in that right-hand side, couldn't get it to fall.
Geiger really thinking about it. You can take a timeout and go down there and look at it, but she decides to just
going to lay it up, and leave it there.
Leave it there. Sometimes that's a better option than
it's not bad. No blood drawn. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes, you know what? And honestly, when you overthink it like that, you could find yourself launching it right into a tree. That's what I typically will do. But
well, there's no trees here today.
Well, I can still hit one from here. I'll tell you that right now. There's one outside this convention center. I'm sure I could hit it if I needed to. 6-0 easy. EricZockLein, a king of cornhole, a world champion within the ACO, as he tries to work his way into one of the final 8 positions tonight and competing for the $20,000 winner-take-all grand prize on Sunday, as 16 of the best players in the world will reconvene here, and that is a great drag with both bags in there for Zocklein.
Cleans it up, as they like to say in the cornhole world. Geiger's got one off there to the left, so at this point, I was going to say he was going to use it as a ricochet bag, but that didn't necessarily happen. At this point, it's a shoe-in for both of them. Probably going to be a wash here. As expected, they use those bags on the back there as kind of backboards and just kind of fall back into the hole.
But they just kind of do the. It reminds me of scuba diving. It gets on the back and then it just kind of falls backward and gets in there.
I'll be honest, Finn, I've never been scuba diving.
Oh, I've just seen it on TV. I know I'd be the first person to get out there and fall backward right into the mouth of a great white shark. I'm not what you call a lucky sort. All right, that first bag, not really much of a blocker, but ultimately you got to figure this is going to be cleaned up.
Both players with a pretty good push bag, and I don't think Geiger's going to do anything fancy here. She's going to try to match him bag for bag, as could be expected. Zocklein kind of says oh to himself, but he still gets lucky there with the bag hanging in the hole.
I think he was expecting to clean that up completely, and she just does him a huge favor. And he just does himself a disservice.
Oh, and Geiger gets robbed over the hole there.
That was a great opportunity, at least,
to get on the board.
And to not give up those 3, 9-0. We have not had a goose egg on the board yet today, which pretty much guarantees, Marcus, that she's going to score in this frame, because we have jinxed everybody pretty much at least once, possibly twice.
Is that what we're going to do?
Oh, we know we aren't doing it on purpose, but it is what I call the gym dance. We are on the Stadium Network. If you are watching on the Watch Stadium app, we love to have you here. We look forward to having you back on Sunday. Everything starts at noon, and we will be competing for $20,000. And you're saying to yourself, $20,000 for a cornhole tournament? Well, I'm better than some of these people. You know what? You have every chance in the world to prove it. Go to AmericanCornhole.com, sign up, find a group in your area. We are in 40 states or more. We have hundreds of certified officials around the country. You want to find a group to play with, and you want to find yourself on this center court moving forward, you can certainly do that and make it look as easy made that look right there. Came in hard, trying to push them both. Hung up on the left side.
Easy goes for the sneak around bag there to the right, but just doesn't get enough on it. We'll see what Geiger does here, if she tries to push them all or just tries to play it safe and lay up and play a little defense.
She's coming in hard, trying to get them to drop, and they
just
do
rolls over.
not drop. I don't think at this point, when you're down to that level, you can afford to play it safe. Honestly, we have seen some scores take some big swings here, but at 11-0, there's no more playing it safe, I don't believe.
You have to wonder if Geiger is going to play any kind of block here and try to throw easy off his game, or if she's just going to try to keep matching him bag for bag. But I don't think that's going to help her any.
And right there, if you are a backyard player, that's the thing that irritates you more than anything. When you hear a pro like that go, "Oh, no, no," and then it goes in anyway. Maybe the most annoying sound in all of sports.
Off and it goes
he did. He's going to use her bag as
basically a ricochet bag
to
at this
grease
point.
that right into the hole. She is going to slide one in, doing the same. Ultimately, you got to think she's going to try to pull that one down and pull it in.
She's definitely a better air melter than me and you will ever be, Finn.
Oh, there's no question. I've not even successfully airmailed anything through the post office. There she goes. That's a great cleanup right
Didn't
there.
even have to air mail. That bag's hanging on the hole. It's more than likely always going in. Now she's got a little backboard and a chance to score 2 here, Finn.
Opportunity to pick up a pair, as I mentioned. And
Leaves it off to the left, and she hunches down on her knees because she knows she's had an opportunity to score there. You hate to see that.
you do, especially when you know you've got that shot in your holster anytime you want it, and it just doesn't want to come to the surface for you. I thought for sure we had jinxed her into at least 2 points there.
I think we're jinxing her into no points at this point.
We very well
No points at this point.
may be doing that. Now, we've asked all the players if they did win this $20,000, what would they do with it? The first thing she said she would do is buy her dad a beer. So you got to love that. I don't know. EZ said he would finish the Z Spot, which is the name of the cornhole compound built on his property. It's called
Do we
the Z
get
Spot.
invited to it?
You know what? I don't know. I suppose it depends on how well we treat him here during the course.
If we're calling the game when he wins, we better get invited.
An invitation to the Z Spot. Well, I just live right upriver in Cincinnati, where he lives down in Louisville. I may have an opportunity to get down there. If nothing else, Marcus, I will send you some pictures, I promise.
I appreciate that, yeah. Rub it in.
He'll invite me there to bartend. I'll be the part. I won't be allowed to play.
You think he's that? Geiger might can use that bag to go in, and the bag holds up.
I tell you what, too, you even heard EZ say, there it is, it's in, and they both looked at each other like neither one could believe that it didn't go in. But no blood, no foul on that one. Still 11-0 EZ over top of Maggie Geiger. Again, thanks to our friends here who have hosted us all week and into the weekend. The Branson Chamber of Commerce, the CVB, the Branson Convention Center here for this Memorial Day weekend. Always remember what Memorial Day weekend is all about, the fact that we can get out and have tournaments and do things like this and get out, and if we want to walk down to the landing or we want to have a barbecue, you remember what it is we are remembering during Memorial Day weekend. We invite you to do that and take a moment as you do. There's lots of red, white, and blue around this court, and that is absolutely on purpose. We salute the troops. We salute those who've gone before us and their families who have given up just as much as many of them have as well. Back into the action. It looks like just a dog pile up on the left side of the hole. Easy coming in from the right side. You'd think that'd give him a little way to sneak in there.
Yeah, you know, he kind of takes a step off and collects himself, throwing 3 bags off to the left. You don't see that a lot from EZ, and Geiger a chance to pick up some points here, but she's got to really push these bags pretty hard to get those to fall in the hole. We'll see if she can do it.
Bust one of his out of there. Well, she set herself up nicely, but a little bit of a laundry basket.
At this point, I don't think much of anything's going to fall.
Yeah, that might as well have concrete poured down the center of it right there.
She's going to lay it up here and just wash it out and go down to the next round and
she might be able to push one of his off there on the left, so she may be able to do that.
As you see here, she's going to take a timeout and walk down and look and see what it looks like and see if she can push her. She has a bag leaning on the front, which has a pretty good chance to go in, but he also has a bag.
But I have to say, it looks like in the back, she may have a better opportunity to pull one in and leave his sitting there, don't you think? From this angle, it looks like, that's his bag on the back, or is that hers? That's her red one on the back. She's got 3 up in the hole.
She's got 3 in the hole. You think she's going to go straight airmail?
I don't know. Or she could try to push it hard and push his 2 off the left side there. Just try to get those out of play and just pick up a couple.
She goes straight airmail. You buy me a beer.
There we go.
Drink responsibly, kids.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's
Misses
what
the board completely. Gives up one there.
That's what we call a well-intentioned swing and a miss. Interesting that you mentioned buying you a drink and she almost knocked the drink holder down with the force of that shot. It was well-intended, but it just missed the mark. But she was coming in hard and heavy to try to drain that. Easy holds on to that first bag as a 12-0 lead is not insurmountable, but it certainly is.
It looks like he's getting a little frustrated with himself, throwing his first bag off
to the right.
Off to the right, as he did the last round and this round. Geiger puts one in, so she's up a few points right now. If she can just hold on to that down the middle spot, she might gain a few. Easy down the middle, gonna clean those up. Geiger seems to be locked in right now.
Opportunity to pick up two, and she does it. She got herself on the board. There it is.
Geiger on the board. We know she's not going to go home
All right.
easy.
That goose egg is cracked, and now what happens? We've seen a lot of comebacks so far throughout the course of the competition today. And a lot of folks who stepped up on this court as the presumed favorite have walked away thinking, well, now how am I going to work myself back into this? And there is an opportunity for the 12 of the 20 competing today that do not make it as part of that first 8 to work their way back in through the major singles bracket and have another shot to be here on Sunday. She leads with that first bag sliding in right, like you said, up the middle. She took it, she owned it, and she's going to make him earn it.
Easy off to the left again. Seems a little frustrated with himself that he can't get that first bag to fall. Geiger down the middle player, and Easy just keeps hanging him off to the left a little bit. You can tell he's frustrated with himself right now.
When he drops his head and then she rolls one up and over. She may have put that bag a little bit more in play than it was.
That's a really smart play there, just landing behind it. She's going to make him shoot the airmail here. He doesn't go for it, and he gives her 6. And just like that, Finn, like you said,
4.
You never know.
There it is.
You never know.
Right, and you can see it if you watch him after he pitches, you can almost see his head drop. He knows where it's going to land. If it is off target, he knows, and that head drops down. And I have seen that happen to him before in other tournaments. And if his head isn't fully in the game 100%, he will crater very quickly mentally. He gets down on himself just a little bit.
We haven't seen him make the first bag in a round for about 3 rounds now, but he goes ahead and puts that one in, which lets you know he's about to lock it in here.
Right. Boy, and that's got to feel good right there, having just done what you did in that last.
Geiger sneaks it around.
That last frame.
Grabs the back of the hole.
And again, looking at a potential 4-bagger. She going to clean it up? Oh, she snuck one in on the front.
Somehow it still falls.
And he does it. He gets all 4 in there.
Too.
Picks those 2 back up that he gave away earlier. 14-8.
And you know, 14-8, but again, it's only 14-8.
Right.
A lot can happen at this point.
There's no question. We had games earlier where, we saw, just earlier in that Brian Jones match with Isaac Hurt, we saw the big point swing as well. 1 or 2 frames is all it takes. It's a little bit more like it. He's getting a little bit closer to the center for that blocker bag, but she hasn't done a really great job of taking advantage of those opportunities. And as if she heard me.
I don't think she necessarily tried to throw the rollover bag there.
That's
just
a fantastic
left her hand and flopped over. But that bag, as you can see, it's probably going to come back if something hits it. It's creeping back ever so
Oddly enough, it looked like, I'm sure from many angles that it did hit it, but it didn't. And that, it looks like it might be cemented in there.
Stay up.
It might stay. She may have to go aggressively at it to try to pull it back in. But she's got a backstop, so she could airmail it and pull them both. Or he could do it for her, which he didn't. I think he just wedged it in a little bit tighter. She's not going to do it. Oh,
Wow.
tell you what. 18-8, a 10-point difference right now. There's a lot of ground to make up, but as we've said, it can be made up pretty easily. And ultimately, the winner of this match makes it into the final 8 for the day's competition. And again, we've mentioned it a number of times, but we invite you to join us on Stadium all day Sunday, as one of these players is going to walk away with 20 grand and sponsorship into season 17 for the American Cornhole organization season. All around the country, 30-plus major tournaments like this one going on in Branson, Missouri. You'll have an opportunity to find a tournament near you if you'd like to join up and be part of the fun. It's a great family, as you can see around us. Lots of great camaraderie, great sportsmanship, and top-notch play. You think you've got a better game than these guys and you think you can end up on this center court? All we invite you to do is bring it.
They're stacking them up on the right side now, and you never know what could happen here. Easy seems to get a little frustrated with himself, leaving those bags out to the right. And they're just not seeming to fall in this round. Geiger trying to play it smart and block behind him, but she leaves that bag there for him to clean up. He steps out maybe about a foot. We'll see if he can do it here.
That would be a no.
He knows he misses it.
Yep, that would be a no. And you can always tell where Andrea is in the crowd too, because everybody is sitting like statues holding their breath during this match, and she is flailing around and giving him every single possible indication as his better half what she thinks he needs to be doing. Maggie comes up, drops in low, and just plays it safe.
Yeah, she plays it safe right there, and a little defense. She only gives up 2, which doesn't seem like a smart play, but at the same time, she could have given up a lot more.
Well, she could have given up 3, and that would have been the end of the day. Easy, try to find that groove again out of Louisville, Kentucky. Wants to spend that money finishing the Z spot, his pitch and pad, where he's building a separate building just for cornhole practice.
Again, he's frustrated with the
perfect blocker.
Most of us would be happy with the block, right. And he's frustrated with it.
Well, that's the level that everyone in this organization plays to. They really do, and that's a great cleanup right there.
And if somehow miraculously she can get this bag to go back in, she can keep the game going, but I just don't see that happening unless he misses a bag, and that didn't happen.
That's not going to happen. Stands back confidently. It's in the air. It doesn't make it there, but how about that? EricZockLein, a former world champion and king of cornhole with the ACO, takes down Maggie Geiger. He is one of our 8 finalists from today's competition. You will see him again on Sunday, guaranteed, as 16 players, the best on the planet, will be competing for a $20,000 winner-take-all giant check presentation and then some. That's all part of the action. We will continue with the best cornhole you have ever seen this Memorial Day weekend here in just a few. Marcus is in the booth with me. I am Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. More great